Metallica fans rejoice because today we're going to be checking out the KHDK Dark Blood pedal. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I do all sorts of guitar related stuff like this. On my channel. If that's something you enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing while you're here. Now you might be asking yourself,
Taylor, why are you reviewing a pedal that's almost 5 years old? Are you just like a huge Kirk Hammet fan?
well no, not really. One of my friends contacted me and told me he was going to sell this pedal and asked me if I wanted to check it out for the channel before he sold it. So if you're watching, thanks Robbie. The Kirk Hammet Dark Blood pedal is a pedal that boasts being the most amp-like distortion pedal on the market. This is the ultimate pedal for gain freaks. I plugged it in and the name Dark Blood came to me right away. At that moment, I knew this pedal was going to be on the new album. Everybody who hears the Dark Blood is blown away by how amp-like it sounds and how much power it hides in this stomp box. So when I read that, I became really interested in it because I think Kirk Hammett probably knows guitar tone. And it makes me wonder if this pedal really is tube-like using solid state and MOSFET technology, or if that's just a lot of hot air to try and justify the price tag on these pedals. Now you can find these pedals online for about $230, even though that this one has a price tag that says $265.99. Robbie, sorry if you paid that much, but yeah, they're about $230 online right now. Let's talk about the controls on this pedal a little bit. So the pedal has your typical gain and volume knobs, but then it also has a gain staging switch for low and high. And the way that I would describe this is the high is sort of like adding a clean boost in front of the pedal. You have your treble knob over here, and then you have the most interesting knob on the pedal, the Doom knob. Now the interesting thing about the Doom knob is this is essentially how much low end that you are adding into your sound, but it also adds some saturation in too in a really interesting way, which we'll check out here in a minute. And then you have two LED lights here, and I have a feeling this is just something added to justify the price tag on this pedal, and a non-latching switch, which means this thing doesn't click when you press it in, which is kind of neat, I guess. Now, before I started making this review, I looked up some other reviews online, and it seems like this pedal has really mixed reviews. It seems like some people like it, or at least they say they like it, and then some people really don't like it because it sounds really like muddy and sort of scooped. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to get my hands on one and see what it sounds like in person, as well as maybe throwing a boost in front of it to see like if we can tame some of that muddiness that I saw in the other reviews. So what we're gonna do in today's video is we're gonna plug into the Dark Blood pedal, we're gonna do a playthrough with it, we're gonna test out the pedal on its own, as well as test it out with a boost in front of it. And then at the end of the video, we'll shoot the pedal out both with and without a boost in front of it, just so you can see how much adding a boost really changes the character of the pedal. But before we do any of that, there's a few things that I wanna mention. Number one, if you like my videos and you want to help me keep making them, there's a support section below with all sorts of stuff like links to my Patreon and links to my merchandise. You know, you could get yourself a pandemic mask, or you could join my Patreon and get perks like sneak peeks to my videos and stuff like that. And I am also still accepting submissions for my 10K quarantine riff challenge. There's information on that in the description below. But basically, if you would like your music and or video featured on my channel, you can do it there. And with all of that said, let's get this guy hooked up. What's up guys, I am plugged into the KHDK Dark Blood. I'm plugged into the KHDK Dark Blood pedal. All the settings are at noon. Okay, the noon settings aren't very flattering. We're gonna have to spin these knobs here, and we also need to turn it up quite a bit. It's very, very quiet and also very noisy. Here, let's turn this gate all the way up. There we go, much better. Let's turn the volume all the way up here too. So really there's two knobs here when it comes to tone. You have this doom knob, which is like your low end control, but as you turn it up, it also adds saturation into the low end. At least that's what it sounds like it's doing to me. I don't really know, I don't build pedals, but that's kind of what it sounds like it's doing. And then you have the treble, which also dramatically boosts your volume when you turn it up. And then there's a low high switch here, and to me what that sounds like is it's adding a clean boost in front of the pedal. But let's dial this guy in a little bit and then I'll show you what that does. So you see when it's on low, then we'll switch it to high. Okay, not too bad. This pedal is a little bit scooped, and it kind of reminds me of a Bogner a little bit, like an 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀. Let's try dialing this in a little bit more. Way too much noise at that level. Let's dial this back here a bit. So it's funny, even though I have the noise gate all the way up, there's still quite a bit of noise in the signal. Like, it's really weird that it's not cutting that off. Here, let's turn it down and hear what's going on there. That's a very, very noisy pedal. It's almost like a smart gate, like it's just pushing the signal down. It's not actually clamping it and cutting it off. So that is to say that the noise gate in this pedal is not totally silent. If you want a totally silent signal when you're not playing, you're gonna have to use another noise gate in conjunction with the pedal. Well, let's try boosting it. Okay, now I'm hitting the front of the dark blood pedal with the Mud Killer. The reason that I chose the Mud Killer is because if you want to get the full range of saturation out of this dark blood pedal, you really have to boost up that doom knob, which adds a lot of low end and makes it kind of muddy. So I'm going to be using the Mud Killer to kind of tame that a little bit. And the noise suppressor is just kind of there. It's not really cutting a lot of noise out of this signal chain. I probably should have put it at the end of the signal chain, but you know, whatever. Let's dial this in a little bit here. Okay, like you can see, I turned the gain way down on the dark blood pedal and turned the mode to low, so that way I could boost it and get a little bit of saturation out of the boost and not overdo it with the pedal, which in my opinion really helped clean up the bottom end and make it like a lot less muddy sounding. This pedal has a tremendous amount of gain, but the main drawback for me is it seems like these tone knobs are connected to the knobs above them. So for example, when you're adding in doom or bass, you're also adding in gain, and when you're adding in treble, you're also adding in volume. It's kind of weird. But regardless, you can get a totally usable tone out of it. At least I think this is a pretty usable tone. Okay, but the only real way to test this thing out is to test it out in a mix. We'll do the pedal by itself, and then we'll also test that out against the pedal boosted with the Mud Killer, and that way you can hear them back to back and how much difference it makes adding a boost into the signal chain. All right, let's do that now. Alright, so what do you guys think of the Kirk Hammet Dark Blood pedal? Is it overpriced? Did adding a boost in front of it help out? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much to my awesome patrons for helping me bring you videos like this one. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.